Water supply treatment methods used in community systems purify water to an acceptable standard for some specific use, for example, drinking. Most water treatment processes include some form or combination of forms of coagulation, sedimentation, filtration, and disinfection by chlorination. Coagulation accelerates and refines nature's settling process by adding coagulants to the water to form tiny, sticky particles called floc. Dirt particles are attracted to and stick to floc, and the combined weight of dirt and floc becomes heavy enough to settle out as sediments. Alum is a commonly used coagulant. Sedimentation is a controlled version of the natural settling process where solid impurities sink out as water flows slow. The step is referred to as sedimentation because it generates sediments that must be periodically removed from a plant's settling tanks. After large particles are removed, supply water is often receiving additional filtration treatment, passing through layers of porous material or man-made filters to help remove smaller particles. Once supply water is prepared for disinfection, it is placed in a closed tank or reservoir, and a small amount of chlorine is added or some other disinfection method is used to kill any bacteria or microorganisms that may be in the water. To maintain purity, water remains contained as it flows through pipes to homes and businesses in the community. Distillation is a human-engineered evaporative process where water or another liquid is heated until it changes from a liquid to a vapor, leaving less volatile impurities behind in their solid form. When the water vapor cools or is cooled, it condenses back into a liquid that is almost free of dissolved salts or other contaminants. Often minerals are added back into distilled water that is used as a potable source to restore the taste natural sources acquire from local soil minerals. Wastewater treatment methods used in community systems purify water to an acceptable standard for environmental release. Water recycling systems also treat wastewater in order to prepare it for use by another user. Most water treatment processes include some form or combination of forms of physical filtration or screening, sedimentation, and biological or chemical processes. Standards for minimum treatment level and types of reuse allowed are determined by applicable regulatory standards. Contemporary wastewater treatment process relies on processes similar to natural processes that are engineered to accelerate the rate of treatment. Treatment is divided into 3 phases defined by the intended use of treated water and community standards for that use. Once treatment is finished, wastewater is no longer waste. Primary wastewater treatment, or screening, is a form of filtering to remove debris and solid wastes, plus settling to remove sediments and biosolids. Secondary wastewater treatment typically involves managed and contained biological and chemical processes in holding and aeration tanks and ponds, and tertiary wastewater treatment process consists of flocculation basins, clarifiers, filters, and chlorine basins or ozone or ultraviolet radiation processes to treat water to near potable quality. At the end of a typical wastewater treatment process, water is discharged to the environment at the first convenient location. Because water treatment facilities are centralized, the point of release can be a considerable distance from the watershed or groundwater reserves where supplies were removed. Thus, unnatural surpluses are created in some local water systems and unnatural drought in others. The sustainable practices introduced in the next section are directed at redressing this imbalance.